One day, you wake up bursting with energy. The world feels limitless, your thoughts are racing, your confidence is sky high. You're unstoppable. But then, just as suddenly, everything crashes. You cannot get out of bed. You feel paralyzed by sadness, hopelessness, and exhaustion. That's what living with bipolar disorder is like, a pendulum swinging between two extremes. Today, I'm going to tell you the story of Maya, a woman whose life has been shaped by these wild emotional swings. Maya's journey with bipolar disorder has not been easy, but through understanding and treatment, she has learned to manage the two phases of her life. Maya's life was split between two worlds. In one world, she was the life of the party, vibrant, energetic, and full of ideas. She could go days without sleep, working on projects late into the night, convinced she was destined for greatness. But in other world, everything was dark. Maya could not get out of bed. The projects that once excited her became too overwhelming to even start. Her thoughts turned bleak, and she often found herself crying for no reason, feeling crushed by sadness. She did not know it at that time, but what Maya was experiencing was the roller coaster of bipolar disorder, a mental health condition that brings intense mood swings between mania and depression. Maya was always ambitious. Growing up in a small town, she was the one who stood out, bright, talented, and full of ideas. She was the kind of person who could lit up any room with her energy. In high school, she excelled in everything, from academics to sports, and always seemed to have more energy than anyone else. She would stay up all night studying or working on a creative project, running on nothing but enthusiasm. But every so often, her energy would disappear. In her late teens, she began to experience deep, dark periods of sadness. At first, Maya thought it was just burnout from working so hard. But lows started lasting longer. She would feel trapped in a fog of sadness and lethargy for weeks at a time, only to snap back into high gear, working non-stop as if she was making up for lost time. Her friends would tell her she was just going through phases, that life had ups and downs, but deep inside, Maya knew something was not right. The highs were getting higher and the lows much lower. Bipolar disorder is a mental health condition characterized by extreme mood swings that include emotional highs known as mania or hypomania and emotional lows known as depression. These shifts in mood are far more intense and disruptive than the typical ups and downs we all experience. During a maniac phase, someone like Maya may feel euphoric, unusually irritable, or full of energy. They might take risks they wouldn't normally consider, talking rapidly, or take on far more they can handle. But when the manic phase ends, the crash can be devastating. Depression sets in, and the person may feel hopeless, empty, and unable to function. For Maya, it was like living two lives, one filled with vibrant energy and creativity, and the other consumed by darkness and self doubt. And the hard part? She never knew when the switch was going to happen. Maya remembers one moment in particular that changed everything. She was in her final year of college, and it was the middle of a manic episode. She had barely slept for days, pouring all her energy into multiple projects. She felt invincible, convinced she could change the world. She was submitting applications to graduate schools, starting side businesses, and signing up for every extracurricular activity. But in the back of her mind, she knew something was wrong. She couldn't stop it. Then one morning, she woke up and couldn't move. The weight of depression had slammed down on her like a ton of bricks. Maya did not leave her room for days. She ignored her assignments, missed deadlines, and eventually had to drop out of her classes for the semester. It was like everything she had built during her high came crashing down in her low. She felt like a failure, and worse, she had no idea why this kept happening. For years, Maya kept this cycle to herself. She was embarrassed by the unpredictable nature of her moods, and she didn't want anyone to think she was broken. But the constant shift between mania and depression was taking its toll. Relationships fell apart, jobs became overwhelming, and eventually Maya knew she could not keep living this way. It was not until Maya reached out for professional help that she began to find relief. She was diagnosed with bipolar disorder, and learning that her experiences were not her fault, they were part of a treatable condition. Her doctor explained that bipolar is caused by a combination of genetics, biological, and environmental factors, and with the right treatment plan, she could begin to manage the extreme highs and lows. Maya was prescribed mood stabilizers and later an antidepressant to help manage her symptoms. Medication played a crucial role in evening out her mood swings. While it took time to find the right combination and dosage, Maya began to notice that her maniac episodes were less intense and her depressive crashes more manageable. But medication was only one part of her treatment. Maya also started psychotherapy, particularly cognitive behavioral therapy (CBT), which helped her identify the warning signs of her mood shifts and developing coping strategies to manage them. Her therapist worked with her to create a routine that included regular sleep, exercise, and journaling, tools that became essential in maintaining her balance. With a combination of medication and therapy, Maya began to regain control of her life. The most powerful change was not just the reduction of her symptoms, but the awareness and acceptance that came with treatment. Maya learned that she did not have to let her disorder define her or her life. By tracking her moods and understanding her triggers, she was able to anticipate when a manic or depressive episodes might be approaching. This allowed her to prepare and avoid some of the more extreme behaviors she had experienced in the past. Therapy helped Maya reframe the way she saw herself, not as someone broken, but as someone living with a chronic condition that could be managed. Maya's story is a testament to the importance of mental health. Mental health is more than just the absence of illness, it's about living in balance, knowing when to seek help, and having the tools to cope with when life throws challenges your way. Just like physical health, mental health needs attention and care. For those with bipolar disorder or any mental health condition, reaching out for help is a sign of strength, not weakness. Therapy, medication, and support can make a world of difference, turning a life that feels out of control into one that's manageable and fulfilling. Maya's journey with bipolar disorder is ongoing, but through therapy and medication, she has learned to manage her highs and lows. Her story is a reminder that while mental health challenges can feel overwhelming, they are not insurmountable. If you or someone you know is struggling with bipolar disorder or another mental health issue, know that help is available. Mental health is a crucial part of our overall well being, and with the right support, we can all find a way to live balanced, fulfilling lives. Thank you for joining me today on Two Faces of Life. I hope Maya's story resonated with you and offered some insights into the world of bipolar disorder. Tune in next time as we continue to explore mental health stories that shed light on the complexities of the human mind. Thank you.